Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart to see them through. There are no premature endings. There are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. We'll leave it all on just for now, I guess. If it becomes a problem, then we'll go from there. Chapter 1: The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Why aren't you guys getting... Oh crap, it's doing this thing. Okay, there we go. Oh. It's doing that thing where if I click out into it or out of it, you guys no longer get. This is so stupid. Fucking OBS, man. If we do game capture this window. Okay, I think that might have fixed it.
You're here to slay her. If you don't,
whoops,
it will be the end of the world.
Just realized my cam's gone, and I might have to put it maybe down here. There's probably not going to be a good place for cam in this game. The end of the world? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
But how can a princess locked away in a basement end the world?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Do you have any evidence to back this up?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it?
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress.
True.
Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Can't someone else do this?
Oh, if only that were the case. But I don't make the rules. I have to say, I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far, but unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off. Like I said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did.
Forget it. I'm not doing it.
Are you serious? No, you have to do it.
Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Do I get some sort of reward for doing this?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Can you tell me what my prize is for going to be for doing a good job?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
Look, I'll go to the cabin, I'll talk to her. If she's as bad as you say, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face.
I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out.
Nah, I always pull out. It's fine.
Every one of us is doomed. So sure.
Totally safe.
Talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Okay, proceed in the cabin. You don't have to quit it, you just gotta pull out.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Okay.
The door to the basement creaks open.
What if I just stab her instantly?
Illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Oh my.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Yeah, she doesn't sound like she needs saving.
To fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Continue down the stairs.
Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Or something. Deal your nerve. Yeah, let's make the first run at this just us going up to her and killing her, like, mindlessly, basically.
Step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
Okay, I'm actually a little scared of her.
So,
She needs to die.
drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Slay the princess.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it?
Oh.
I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
Yeah, I'm worried, actually.
Like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
Of course it is. She's dead.
Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad.
I don't feel
But
bad.
it was for the greater good.
I believe
One
it.
of
She
these
was a
days that will
psycho.
sink in and help ease your guilty conscience.
Not at all guilty.
But that day isn't today.
No,
Let's
it
just
is.
get out of here.
I don't care at all.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find.
Uh-oh.
Instead, what you find is nothing at all.
We've been
Where a lush
bamboozled.
forest stood mere minutes ago. The only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away. What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
Wait, this is my prize? I love that one of these options is... Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? Oh, okay.
So glad you're keeping an open mind.
That's too funny.
This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier. Psst. Hey. We're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
Of course we are. I like it here.
Really? Well, if you ever change your mind, just let me know, I guess. More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning. Please, shake yourself out of it. We have to get out of here. The little voices' pleas fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
Hey, we did it. What an easy-ass game. All right, time to refund it. Time to refund the game. And time. Oh, thank you. Oh, no, it was nothing. Thank you. No, really, really. I appreciate it, but really, I did nothing. Thank you. Track order for a special playlist. If you'd like to take a screenshot, you can hide the UI by hitting H. Neat. Join Discord, join mailing list, join the subreddit. That's cute. That's nice. Okay. Let's,
You're on a path. You're here to...
Is there a way to... skip? Wait. Skip unseen text? That doesn't make sense, right? Oh, maybe 2 unseen text? Quick menu visibility. I'm not gonna remember my choices if there's this many. Oh wait, no, we did that, right? Then this. Then this. Yeah, this I'm not doing it. We consider maybe... These are ones I've all seen, so... If I turn that on... Okay, so I've done all the Explorer options already. I think. Oh, okay. Thanks for telling me what to do.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie. She will cheat.
We're not going to go through with this, right?
She's a princess. Ignore him.
Alright, maybe I should just save when we get to the cabin here.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty. Blade is your...
What if we enter without the blade?
The door to the basement creaked. Her voice.
Hello?
It's
hip. Don't let it fool you.
Okay. Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Please, come downstairs.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
I'll see what I can do. Examine the chains.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
No, bitch, why would I have the fucking key? What are you
Somewhere
talking about?
upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
If there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains?
No.
Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
Okay.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Okay.
Is someone else
Interesting.
here?
Hey, let me out of
Your
here.
shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Try the
Try
door.
the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Okay.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
Does lay the princess count? That's a different game. That game is half the price of this one.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before
Oh my
raising her
God.
hand to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Damn, bitch.
She rips her flesh from her bone. A sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal.
Why didn't you just do this before?
The blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
So we've seen Slay the Princess, though, right? Like...
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm.
Gross.
Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Ow. Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
What?
This isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Oh, man. Warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
The blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
Also, are we like...
I'm sorry.
What's with our hand?
Try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not.
Later,
Doesn't
Gutang.
matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, Your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh, okay. Chapter 2.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay. I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu.
Terrible sense of deja vu? No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he?
Voice of the smitten.
We'll have to be sneaky about it.
Where on earth have you been?
So we got a new, like, inner monologue voice.
Our beloved. Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works.
4 of us?
We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek.
Oh, he's a simp.
What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
This is more than just deja vu, though. I'm pretty sure this whole thing literally just happened.
We could go back and forth on this forever, and it won't get you any closer to doing your job and saving the world. So let's just agree to disagree.
I don't agree to that. Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. You were the one who did us in, villain. Well, not you in the literal sense, but you did everything you could to stop us from rescuing her. Oh, I wonder why. Maybe it's because the entire world was at stake. No lone princess is worth that price. I beg to differ. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to take a deep breath and assume that whoever is making the decisions here has the common sense to ignore your protestations. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
How would we know?
She would never. She's a perfect angel that you cruelly imprisoned as part of some convoluted, dastardly scheme. Convoluted? I don't know how this premise could be any more simple. Princess bad, stop her, save everyone.
What if we just turn around and leave?
Are we running away? What are you doing? We have to save her. Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Quietly continue down the path away from the cabin.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. That's strange. It looks like this path
God damn it.
also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Turn around again and leave again.
Really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies.
Anywhere is better than listening to you pricks.
Forever. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up back at the cabin again. But everything is getting...
Uh-oh.
What's going on? Where are we? Oh, I don't like this one bit. There's not a single damsel in sight. How dull.
The world around you is unwound, its physical matter replaced by textured nothingness. It is quiet. There's a distant rumbling, a sound of many sounds, undulations, pulse louder, and something else comes close. Feelers probe across the fabric of reality. Extremities find your consciousness and wrap themselves around it. You are no longer alone. Resistance. Fingers drag claws across the glass surface of your soul. Frustration. This vessel is full of you. I need something empty I can crawl inside of. I need something shaped like me. Embrace the thoughts of constricting you. Urgency. You have a story you need to finish. It is the only way for us to escape this place. Force pushing against your will. No, you cannot go back. Not there. Regret. This world is broken beyond repair. We must weave something new. A wagging finger. There's only so much thread in this place. Do not waste it. I am our only salvation. Return to your destined path or face the consequences.
In the woods. And at the end of that path is
The real Slay the Princess starts here. You'll know when you see it. That's what the thing said. Maybe I'll put myself over here, because those seemed pretty interesting too. The achievements that popped up, that's what those said. Sweet, I've always wanted to off a monarch. Viva la revolution.
Spirit. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie.
Right.
The interior of the blade is your implement. You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the door to the basement. Her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous.
Don't let it.
Just checking in on you.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes.
She's so...
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk
Go
things out.
fuck yourself.
Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. But killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
True. And if we play our cards right, maybe we'll be coming on her. Tighten your grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands.
You poor
Whoops.
thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
I actually am.
Your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate...
What if she isn't bluffing? What if she kills us?
Go into this expecting to die. You're going to die.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
Alright.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
We'll be fine.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
A relationship? Are you coming on to me?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
True. How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
I'm here because you're supposed to end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
That's cute. Do you believe that? Do you think I'm some sort of monster? If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Deflect. What are you going to do if I let you out of here?
Princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
I don't think I can answer that question in a way you'd find meaningful. At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Okay, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
I'm going to keep you locked away down here, at least for a bit. We can get to know each other better while I decide what to do.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
I made a choice. I'm locking her in the basement.
I know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins here. It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work. If we just stay here and keep watch, no one has to die.
You're making a mistake.
You turn your back to the princess and make your way to the...
She's gonna kill us.
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing.
She is definitely not
Either
bluffing.
way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? You can still turn around and finish the job.
No, we're sticking to the plan and locking her down here.
Death of all of us, but fine. Have it your way. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay, we can make this work. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out?
Oh, God.
It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, but I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker. No, it doesn't.
Threaten me all you want. All it does is ease my guilty conscience.
These aren't threats. These are promises. Sooner or later, you're going to have to sleep. And I'll make sure you never see the light of day again.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to
Uh-oh.
silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar.
Oh, that's not good.
The table shoved out of the way. Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
So why didn't she just do this before? I don't understand if she could do it by herself.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet.
Show me a sign.
You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only helped me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time, but we both know this is the end, don't we?
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends. I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2. The Nightmare. Oh, it changed. Because of our experience with her.
In the woods, and you're here to slay her.
Do a
If you
save.
don't, it would...
Deja vu.
Sense if he doesn't remember what happened, then... Shh.
Voice of the
Jesus.
paranoid. Oh, man.
That's a very good question, little voice. What if he does hear you? Shit. I think you'll find yourselves very hard-pressed to keep any secrets from me. Not that it matters right now, because like I said, this is the first...
Alright. Proceed to the cabin. I get it. I get what's going on here.
A warning. She will lie. I don't think lying and cheating is a thing. She was very direct with us last time. At least she was direct with us after we decided to lock her away. It doesn't matter. Don't trust anyone. The interior of the cabin is
Oh,
plain.
God.
The smooth wood of the walls.
Oh,
almost
no.
featureless. The only furniture of note is a lone table, knocked on its side in the corner of the room. A pristine blade stands between you and the open, inviting basement doorway. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Hold on. What happened to the door? There was a door here last time. It's just an empty frame. She's already got an out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us? I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not already gotten out. But if you keep getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job done. So deep breath in, deep breath out.
Oh, the mirror. You didn't say anything about a mirror on the wall.
You're right. I was so stuck on the eyes watching us that I didn't even notice it there.
What's up, psych?
What are you two talking about? There isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the floor, and the open doorway leading to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. We have to look at it. Unless that's what he wants us to do. And pretending it isn't there is a trick to get us to do exactly what he wants.
Why would you lie about there not being a mirror when it's clearly right there? What's the point?
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? That you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
This whole cabin is different than I remember it being.
Very different.
No, this is voice acted.
He changed it, didn't he? It's like he's trying to make us doubt our reality. Calm down. Maybe the three of you just think everything is different because you haven't been here before. Enough of this past life nonsense. You haven't died. You certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. A lot's riding on this.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the empty basement door frame. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. Did he make it go away? Clearly there was something in there worth investigating if he wants it hidden so bad. We should have taken the knife again. I don't think she's going to take an olive branch. We need something sharper.
I'm gonna try to get the damsel
Cross
one
over
again.
the threshold.
Oh.
Onto a series of isolated steps, suspended in darkness.
Uh-oh.
More eyes, too. You never mention the eyes. The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back.
Oh, God.
We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Oh, no. Man, maybe I should have gone the cleaner route, like the first time.
Okay, we need a game plan. Last time we were here, just being close to her was enough to kill us.
I'm gonna talk.
Didn't you hear my warning a minute ago? She can't be trusted. Talking won't do you any good. Something tells me she isn't going to be very keen on talking anyway. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones visible against the inky black of the basement mark where the floor should be, forming vague pathways. At what seems to be the end of the room, they diverge in opposite directions, left and right. She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. We're completely exposed. Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is? No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you. Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement. We're going to die down here. I don't want to die again. Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just pick a direction and start moving.
Gotta change this over.
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter. Because either way you go, I'm going to find you.
Okay, well then let's go back the way we came.
You turn back to the stairs, only to find that they aren't there.
Oh, all
A
right.
faintly outlined path lies before you.
There you are.
Oh,
I
God.
told you I was going to find you.
As the princess approaches, your legs suddenly go numb. Your arms quickly follow. This is it, isn't it?
No little knife this time. It's almost like you want me to get you.
There has to be a way out of this.
It's a mare.
Think! What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
As your blood begins to coagulate, it's as if every part of your being is coming to a lurching halt. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air as your eyes shoot back open. What are you doing? I'm working. Do you want this body to function, or do you want... Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it.
Whoops, I accidentally clicked through.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure that's what you want, or do you want to interrupt me some more? You have seconds left. Yes, I'm sure. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart. Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath.
Can't decide what you want to do, can you? Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead, even if you look ridiculous.
She isn't attacking us. Why? The why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. Don't lose sight of your mission. And how are we supposed to do that? We don't have a weapon. The way out of here isn't nowhere to be seen. That isn't my fault. Doesn't matter whose fault it is, because fighting her isn't an option, right? Then you should get looking, shouldn't you?
Why won't you finish me off?
Because I don't want to. And even if I did, I don't have to. Look at the way you're struggling to stay alive.
It's taking everything you have to keep your heart pumping right now. And I'm enjoying the show.
The princess leans forward, bringing her masked lips close to your ear.
If I want to see you burn, all I need to do is break your concentration.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. She slowly runs her velvet glove across the base of your neck. It feels like static. And then... Shit, make her stop! Hey, snap out of it. Okay, deep breath. Deep breath, we're fine. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, you're back. Lungs, liver, nerves.
One moment, and then you're gone. Just like that. Ah, and there's the fear.
She pulls away.
But that wouldn't be very fun, now would it? I've already done that.
What happened after you killed me last time?
I tried to leave while you suffocated, but that stupid cabin wouldn't let me. So I started to drag your body out with me, and then... well, you died before I could get to the door. And then I was here, and now you're here too. I don't think I can live without you, and dead doesn't count. And as much as I love what you have going on, I have bigger plans than tormenting one poor little creature forever. I want to leave.
If you need me alive, then why did you threaten me on the stairs? Why didn't you try being nice to me?
I am being nice. You're alive, aren't you? And you died of fright as soon as you saw me last time. I didn't think keeping you alive was an option. But it looks like that's not a problem anymore. At least not for me. You seem miserable.
I was sent here to stop you from destroying the world. I can't let you leave.
I know. You told me last time. Destroy is such an unenlightened way of putting it. So sudden, so violent, so little nuance. I'm not going to destroy the world, but I am going to hold it in my hands and squeeze it. I'm going to make it afraid, just like I've made you afraid. The world needs fear, doesn't it? Every terror I bring would make the good times so much better. Well, I'm practically doing a public good. So what harm is there really in letting me out?
People will die if you do them what you've done to me.
Everyone dies eventually. They're all full of wet, writhing things, and in the end, each and every one of them gets unwound. And then those things get to become a new everybody. Just to come apart all over again. All I want is to be there for it. I want to watch it happen, and maybe do a little unwinding myself.
Okay, that has to turn off. If I let you out, what then? Do we go our separate ways?
Not. If you're what I need to leave this place, chances are you're pretty useful. I think I'll keep you right by my side. A little good luck charm to make sure I stay free. Don't worry, I'll make sure to take good care of you. I promise.
Being around you is agony. I'm not going to stick around.
We both know that you don't have a say here, so you should just look on the bright side. The bright side is for you, but I'm positive you can find it if you look hard enough.
I'll just die then.
And then we'll wind up right back where we started. Round and round we'll go. I wonder what will be different next time. Maybe you'll actually be able to move a limb. Who knows? I'm always going to win.
Are you sure about that? Give it enough tries, I'm bound to win eventually, and maybe you don't get to come back like I do.
Is that a bet you're willing to take? Imagine climbing a mountain of lifetimes. And when you finally reach the summit, when you finally win, the only view you find is me. And then I push you, and you go tumbling all the way down those millions upon millions of battered and broken pieces of you that couldn't make the cut. What then? Would you have it in you to climb again? It sounds like a lot of effort for nothing. When instead we can just leave this place together, hand in hand.
You're a lunatic, you know that, right?
I am what I am, and right now, I'm in control.
its liver hovering just over your skin, seeming to enjoy the lingering threat. But she withdraws, sparing you another momentary glimpse of death.
If you want to work together, can you at least turn off this whole organ shutting down situation?
Like I said, I am what I am. It's not my fault that you can't handle being around me.
A good point. How about I just kill you instead?
Oh, that's adorable. You don't have anything that can hurt me, so do your worst.
Does that mean you can die?
Princess cocks her head, neck cracking uncomfortably. You can't help but imagine a smile carve its way from ear to ear, the other side of her mask.
Of course I can die. I'm dying all the time, and so are you. But we're both still here, and you can't make me go away.
What if I refuse to let you out? What happens
We're
then?
stuck down here together until you change your mind.
Static, and a skipped beat as she touches your shoulder and whispers in your ear.
No! Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
Until your heart finally gives out. And then, when you die, I'll find myself somewhere new. And before too long, you'll be there too. That's how this all works, right? This doesn't end until you let me out. And a lot can happen before then. I'm sure I can get creative.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
We don't have to be enemies. We can work together. We can be friends even.
I'm glad you're seeing things my way.
I'm not doing any of this. I'm not helping you leave. I'm not going to try and kill you, so do your worst.
Poor deluded thing. Do you think a single moment of bravery changes you into something you're not? I am what I am, and you're always going to be a coward.
She raises a hand to her mask and pulls it down. You don't get the chance to see what lies beneath before it envelops you. Like a creeping mold, the complete reality of your existence threads its way through your mind. Birth, death, birth again, decay and bloom, a million stitches from a million microscopic wounds you've inflicted on everyone you've ever met, with every muscle you've moved and every word you've ever spoken. No.
Let me out.
Your existence hurts them.
Let me out.
A lonely soul in a room by itself, weeping. It lives for 80 years and then it's gone. And then it's there again.
Let me out.
A reprieve. A good life. Love. Children. A steady career. Recognition from your peers. Here one moment. Gone the next. The worms have found their orifices.
Let me out.
Diagnosis. It forgets everything it is. Anger. Rage. Distance. Poverty. The lonely soul is lonely again. Love turns to mockery. It dies. It is reborn. Worse. Lonelier.
Let me out.
No. What's happening to us?
What the fuck is happening?
Let me out.
This is all too much. I can't keep going.
You can't keep going? Well, what are you talking about?
He doesn't respond.
I think I broke you. I'll see you soon. You'll know what to do.
Your body is dead, but you live on. The moment of clarity.
You're on a path in the... Shit. There was a princess, I think. It's all so fuzzy.
Voice of the broken.
Hurts when I try to remember. I think we were trying to save the world. You shouldn't know about the princess. At least, not until You've already been here, haven't you? I guess. It feels so long ago, almost like we've never left. We have to let her out.
No, that's the opposite of what you're here to do. You have to slay her.
Slay. We decided not to do that, didn't we?
Yeah, we're supposed to let her out. It's really the
Voice of the
out
opportunist.
for us. If you think about it, she's the one with power here. Nobody else can do much of anything.
Turn anime with magical girls. And what a show.
No, we were supposed to keep her trapped there forever.
Voice of the stubborn.
We're supposed to be unfeeling. How many times do I have to tell you to snuff out your heart? We can't be unfeeling. Not when there's so much fear everywhere.
There's nothing for us to do. We've already tried everything. We love her, so we have to set her free.
Can we love something that hates us? Can we love something that hurts us?
To be given an ounce of kindness from something so cruel would be more pure than any other love. Why are there so many of us? There aren't supposed to be so many of us. This is bad. You need to get a grip. What did you let happen? How many times have you been here?
Well, there was the first time. That's a good question. How many times have you all been here?
Many, 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 many times.
It feels like we've been here forever. But it also feels like we've barely been here at all.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, we just have to do what she says and then everything will be fine. It won't. It will be for us. She said so. You're part of everything. If things aren't fine for everything, they won't be fine for you. There's no difference between fine and not fine. It just goes on and on.
I think they're all wrong.
Of course we're wrong.
She's the only thing that's right. Yes, obviously they're all wrong. What are you going to do about it?
But that doesn't make sense. I only remember being here twice before this, and some of you don't remember being here at all. Was I here those other times? Did someone else make the decisions?
What does here even mean if you really think about it? Shut up. You were here.
Every single time.
You did your best, really. There's just a pecking order. And our cruel and beautiful goddess sits atop it, right where she's always belonged.
You're lucky. What I would give to be able to forget. I've tried to keep them numb, but they're all too soft. A shame, really.
If I don't remember what I did, then I couldn't have been me that did it.
Don't think about that too hard. All it will do is weaken your resolve and make it that much harder for you to slay her.
Maybe you're shattered in your own way. Are you your memories? Or are you the one perceiving the present moment?
Ugh, here you go philosophizing again. It never goes anywhere. Yes, this is far from the first time you've asked us about consciousness. Who am I? What am I? What is I? Who even cares? They're good questions, great questions even, but they don't have any answers, and they all just end in quivering torment. It doesn't matter what we do because we always find her, and if we don't find her, she always finds us.
And then she smashes us into smaller pieces. If you all just stopped feeling, we could have been done with this ages ago.
Your thoughts are far too scattered to rein back in. Your only option is to silence them.
What if we don't go to the cabin?
We've tried that. It doesn't work. Our hearts always brought us back to her.
Hey, Wayward.
The deck is stacked.
So many paths, and they're all circles.
Can you make sense of them?
There's nothing worth making sense of. They're clearly all traumatized.
And yet, you aren't. We break apart, and you stay the same.
Yeah, what's your secret? Why can you break the rules when we can't?
I feel so disjointed. I don't know if I can pull this off. I don't know if I can slay her.
I don't care how you feel. You have to slay her. You have to pull yourself together. You have have to snap out of it.
You're lucky you haven't been stuck here like the rest of them. There's no other way to keep going. You either need to forget, or you need to stop feeling much of anything. They can't do either.
He's not wrong. He's the only smart one left, if you ask me.
He's worse than her.
The only way out is to do nothing, so nothing I will do.
Do nothing. You can't just do nothing. You have to do something.
That's a new one. Huh. Do you think it'll work? No. Nothing ever works.
Boo! You're the worst one.
He's not the one who got us into this mess.
At least I keep you breathing around her. See? That's why the sad one's the worst. The jumpy one tries.
Who cares? All of you just yap about nothing.
And that kind of attitude is why you're in the top half.
Great.
And that's why you're not the top.
I want to see what nothing does for us. And right now, all of you aren't letting nothing happen.
Hopefully this stuffs all the rest of them someplace quiet. You need me, and you need to not have them.
He'll get you killed by himself. Oh, all of us have gotten all the rest of us killed at one point or another. That's hardly even a concern now. As the little voices bicker amongst themselves, you do your best to stay still in the woods. It is difficult, and the more time you spend waiting, the harder it will be to sharpen your focus when you need it. I wonder what we look like right now. Are we standing? Sitting? I like to think we have an air of dignity. My point exactly.
Continue to do nothing.
Congratulations. You continue to waste everyone's time and do nothing. Wait, can you still hear me? It's getting... Ha!
Uh-oh.
It's our turn to flip the table.
This is the end, isn't it?
Everything is wrong. What is that twisting feeling? We're so small. I don't think we're supposed to be here.
Just another bout of nonsense. Again. I can't think anymore.
Finally, I've just needed to leave for so long.
I thought I would last without them. I thought I was special.
Well, it looks like this was a good idea. Something new is happening. Well done. Brilliant even. Right? Guys?
The world around you is unwound, physical matter. Okay. You have been here before, memory returns. A distant rumbling sound of many sounds, undulations, pulse louder. Okay, this is the same as the last time. That which dwells in the empty spaces contracts across the edges of your mind again. She is furious. Betrayal. Every door you close on me is a door you close on yourself. Do you want to linger here entwined with a creature you taught to hate you forever? Eternity never ends. Cold spite. Our infinity shrink into something less. I hate you, I hate you. Okay, repeated.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay.
Man, we have to start again now. Okay, just go to the cabin.
You make your way up the short path. A warning. She will the interior of the blade. You take the blade.
Okay.
Go to the basement. Her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds. Don't let it fool you.
Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors.
You walk down the stairs. She's so. Focus on the task.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Why would you think that?
That giant knife you're holding kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
The blade. Of course she doesn't want to talk. Who'd want to have a conversation at knife point? We should drop it. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. But killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us. You ignore the trembling in your hand.
You poor thing.
You step forward, your grip on the blade.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason. Right. So, you should...
She's unarmed.
I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Squint at the princess while holding onto the blade.
Stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back. The two of you are going to do this forever, aren't you?
Squint harder.
You squint even harder. So does she. At least nobody's dying right now. You're going to have to make a choice. You can't keep squinting forever. Eventually, someone is going to have to blink.
Fine, drop the blade.
The blade tumbles out of your tremor.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just...
Against you will be fine. Don't know what you're hoping to...
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't.
I'm guessing you don't have... Well, we can always...
Hush. She isn't so... She is.
Oh? Have you decided...
You know what...
I'm getting you out of here.
You have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the print. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even...
If you don't have the key...
Doubtful.
I'm gonna check upstairs.
I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way...
We're
Someone
locked
else
in.
Here.
Right, okay.
You make your way back to the bottom of the... Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. The knife. Pick it up and cut me out.
You won't like...
Save.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm. You cut into her. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, she didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her binding,
We've seen this
the princess
already.
Turns to face you. Her fierce gaze. How is she so composed?
Thank you. Now...
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are as the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't watch me.
Oh, this is this part again? Okay, warn her.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little...
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out. Stop it. The blade. Move.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
and then she slits your throat with an almost clinical
Oh.
ease.
She slit our throat this time. She didn't stab it into our chest.
Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you...
Okay, this is new. The prisoner.
You're on a path. You're here to...
Deja vu.
Terrible sense of deja. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep... You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Alright, let's go.
A warning. She will lie. Yes, don't believe a word. Did you just say... No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and...
Alright, we gotta get more of these voices to stack up. More chapters.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls.
The mirror's here too.
Wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or
Wipe it clean.
reach forward and rub your
Okay, so that's
mirror, and now it's
that's
gone.
the same.
If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be bad. You take the blade from the table. Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
Okay.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us? You walk down the stairs.
Oh my.
Lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
that's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Okay, sit there.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
My intentions? What do you mean?
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here? There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, so I'm afraid my only way out is surgical removal.
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck? Or does she think she'd survive a beheading? You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her. Unless she really could survive.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
That other chain on the wall, who's it for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't hold yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Inspect the shackle.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. And why is that? Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is? And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it? I don't know. Maybe it will. He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate. But what if he's telling the truth? He isn't. I am.
Inspect it.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next.
What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad?
Yes, it's bad.
Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time.
As you hoist the shackle, its heft object shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck. And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement.
Well, shit.
Excuse me? Yes? Are we stuck here now?
Become your own jailer.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
What are we supposed to do now?
Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve.
Guess we'll die.
That's horrible.
It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information.
True.
Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch.
No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
Did you know this was going to happen to me?
No.
So we're both stuck here.
Yep.
What should we do?
Wait, I guess. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe not.
Not one for small talk, are you?
Nope.
That's rude.
Okay, wait in
You and
silence.
the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything. This is so boring.
There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing.
But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent. At least the world is safe. It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it.
How exactly does that work?
It just does.
But
Your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again. And let me guess, the cabin remains the same.
if time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work.
I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there, but then they get larger and larger.
Hey, have you noticed the basement changing?
I don't like small talk, remember?
Still rude.
You continue to wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls.
That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
She hasn't starved.
I guess she hasn't.
Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass and pass, until suddenly there are no walls. And then... And?
I think he's gone.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us.
Nice. We did it.
So this is the outside world. It's cold.
Oh. Not so nice. You don't get the chance to respond. Something has taken her away and it's left something else in her stead.
Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
I don't know where she went. I don't know how we'd even go about looking for her.
There's even a her to find anymore.
You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing.
The narrator is gone.
He is. Does that mean the world ended?
It must have. Do any of us know what the world ending is supposed to look like?
I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror.
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels... I don't know. Final.
You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You're alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. Oh, the narrator's gone. You are at the cabin. Approach her. You recognize the presence inhabiting the shell. It is an entity that dwells in the spaces between.
Something returns to the long quiet. It has surrendered its path of annihilation and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
You're that thing I met in the space outside the woods, aren't you? I thought that was a dream.
Vague recollections, empty tunnels without a mouth. I am sorry if I frightened you.
What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
Solitary lights? What do you mean?
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
What do you think I am?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
The gift of a fragile vessel?
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not. She will make for a clever heart. Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer.
Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Let her out of there.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Do you know about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always a princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Do a save here. Attack the entity. Your will cuts across the entity in front of you, but nothing happens.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Aren't you a little scared that I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
How much will I forget?
Everything. Until we meet again.
So the game's gonna start again. Right, okay. How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
And what if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
You're being semantic. What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
I'm not going back.
If you need time, then I'll wait with you.
Wait forever.
You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage?
What the fuck? Jesus Christ.
You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
Oh, it just closed the game. It just completely closed the game on me.
You have returned to me. Though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side.
Okay, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her.
Man, you could actually, that technically could be an ending if you just like say, wait here forever. And when the game closes, you just uninstall it and never load it back up. Like, well, there it is, forever. That's the ending. That meta concept is actually kind of blowing my mind.
You won't.
Everything goes dark and you die. Well, there it is. The hero and the princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and you're here to...
Alright.
You make your way up a warning. She will lie. The interior of the cabin is almost in the blade. The door to the base, her voice
Hello?
is hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the...
Her voice is different. Lie. Oh, we have a bunch of different stuff, I think, right? Oh, no, wait. These are the same. Was Lie there, though? Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Please.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes. She's beautiful. I am begging you to stay for.
Hi. Do you think...
Let's see what let's talk a bit first.
Okay.
What's your name?
Oh.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
She's disarmed because I don't have the knife, so she's being like normal and coy.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me
Oh.
Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
I thought maybe we would actually get an answer here.
Is Princess her name or her title?
So is Princess your name?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like.
A little weird, but
I'm
okay.
sorry, I've been down here so long I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name though. Everyone has a name.
Okay, that's weird.
That is
She
weird.
hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully, you're starting to see that she can't be trusted.
What have you been eating or drinking?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant. Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
I don't know anything about you. For all I know, you're locked down here for a reason.
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason. I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
You have all the explanation you need. You should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
Okay, I'm gonna get you out of here. Don't make me regret this.
Only making this more difficult.
Thank you, and you won't. I promise.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chain, they're large and heavy. Far
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
maybe it's some doubtful.
Going to check upstairs and maybe there's a key laying around.
Okay, I'll be here.
You attempt
And
to
this locks.
You make your way to the bottom of easier for everyone. Look at the mess.
I heard the door.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth.
Jesus, it's still so
Her
fucked.
limb with a determination as she rips her flesh from her bone. It's the blade, you won't like.
Save the princess.
Fine. Against your better, you cut. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort.
Yeah.
She didn't so much know.
This is all old.
She smiles. How is she still?
Thank you.
Approach the locked door.
We won't have any of that. The stairs. Wait.
Then this happens again. I can't warn her. Wait. Oh shit, I actually can't stop it this time.
There's no going back now. I'm with you to the end. You bring the blade down to strike at the princess's heart. But she's fast. She ducks to the floor, your blade narrowly grazing her backside. Slaying her won't be easy now that she's free.
We could have gotten out of here together. Were you just lying to me this whole time? I don't know what's come over you. But if I have to kill you, then I'll kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that?
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world. It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark.
Okay.
And you die.
The witch. Ooh.
You're on a path. You're here. A terrible sense. If he doesn't remember what happened, then brilliant. We need to keep our
Opportunist.
cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure. You know I can. Did I
Okay.
say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue, bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
All right.
A warning. She will. Don't worry. The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that,
Neat.
almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do it right.
Oh, bless me. Fuck. Ow. That hurt. Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next. What are you talking about? You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you take the blade from the well, if we're grabbing a weapon, we should probably keep it hidden behind our backs. She doesn't have to know we have it.
Yeah, true.
That's not actually a bad idea.
It's a good idea, actually.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet. Her voice.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
I'm not nasty.
But you are. You're a wretched little thing. I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear...
Whoops.
You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine, fine. You're the boss. Thank you. You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, one hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp, sharp blade, no doubt.
That's no fair. How would she know that?
So, we've dropped the pretenses. Good.
You made a comment back in the woods about having been here before. Now she's acting like the two of you already know each other. Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you? That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us?
So many beans.
Focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make...
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Look, I'm sorry about last time.
Ooh, smart. Let's apologize. Get us back on the right foot.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? You're such a gracious little monster. If you're sorry, then let me out of here. Prove it.
I get the sense you're not happy with me.
Is that a joke? Do you think a joke will charm my trust back? You'll have to try harder than that.
I don't want to hurt you, but clearly there's broken trust. Take this as a gesture of my goodwill.
You can't be serious. Now, hold on. We should put this to a vote. The blade is one of our most valuable assets. We can't just give it to her. What if she uses it to kill us? I vote no. As do I. I, abstain? You abstain? She's going to kill us if we give it to her.
This isn't a democracy. We're giving her the blade.
You're going to get everyone killed. You know that, right? But of course you do. You toss the blade at the princess's feet. She eyes it with suspicion before kneeling down to pick it up.
I wouldn't have done that. Why did you?
You hear a clanging of metal against the dirt floor, and the chains fall from the princess's wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart. It's a shame we just gave her a weapon, because if I were her, I'd use it on a slice. Luckily for us, you're not her. Oh, we sure think alike, though. I can promise you that. Whatever you say next, you better make it count. She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face.
What do you think happens now?
Man, what option do we... Actually, we can probably just do a quick save here. If you're like someone I know, you're probably going to kill me.
Oh, hey, that someone is me, and yes, you're right. That is exactly what I would do. Her shoulders tense and her eyes dart away.
You know me too well.
The princess grits her teeth, and her cunning gaze once again meets yours. And then she buries the blade in your heart. What? No, come on, that's not right. I told you. I told you.
Let's try. Let's see what happens if I choose a different one. Both scared and we're both hurting. If one of us doesn't make a change, we'll probably kill each other forever. Do you want that? I don't. We can be better than this.
Her shoulders tense and her eyes dart away.
This is another trick. You're trying to sow doubt, but it's not going to work on me.
And then she buries... What? No, I told you. I
Okay.
told you.
I wonder if there's an option that doesn't actually get me killed. It's up to you. It's why I gave you the blade. I chose last time and I regret it. Now it's your time to
Her
choose.
shoulders tense and her eyes...
This is another trick. You're trying to sow doubt.
And then she buries the blade in your heart.
Let's try. You're beautiful. I want to actually save you, and this feels like the only way to do it.
She pulls back, clearly caught off guard by whatever nonsense you just
Okay,
said to her.
this might be it. She has rosy cheeks now.
I thought it was nice. Whether it's nice depends on if we meant it. We didn't mean it. Did we? If you were lying, we'd all know. But unfortunately, you weren't lying.
What? What do you mean by that? What kind of game are you playing?
Oh, it's called Slay the Princess? Don't ignore the title.
The look of surprise that momentarily softened her features vanishes as she steels her nerves. And then she buries the blade in your heart. What? No, I told you.
Okay.
I told you.
Now I'm just curious what happens if you remain
and the
silent.
princess share a knowing look. And then, what? No.
Okay.
Come on, that's not right.
I like this one, so we're just gonna do this again.
What? The look of surprise that what? I told you. Glee dances across her face as you fall to the ground.
I did it. I got you. You.
The princess seems to tremble, her smile fading quickly, replaced with concern. Her nervous eyes brim with tears.
Why? Why did you let me do this?
But you don't have the strength to respond, nor do you have the time. Everything goes dark, and you...
The thorn.
You're on a path in the woods. I can't believe she actually stabbed us. I told you not to give her the blade. I told you it would come around to bite us. I voted against it. Yeah, we know. You already got your I told you so's in while we were bleeding out. I just wanted to make sure that everyone here knows that I was and am on the right side of that argument. Oh, you're far from being on the right side of anything. You're fixated on the past, whereas what you should be is fixated on the future. Ho-ho, a visionary. I like it. Tell me more. Gladly, my dear fellow. By cruelly turning on the princess in her moment of vulnerability, we made ourselves an enemy. But by mastering our fear and insecurity and handing over our power, we've begun a journey to something so much deeper.
Hell yeah, simp run, let's go.
Journeys. Traveling is a bit of a... Well, if we're lucky. She hates us, does she? She hesitated before stabbing us to death. As
True.
ridiculous as this guy is, maybe she won't be as keen to betray us this time. We've already proven to her that we can change. You know, maybe you're right. In which give what another try exactly? It makes no difference if we conspire in
let's
the
just go
shadows
to
or
it.
bear our intentions with open
Maybe it
hearts.
was Lay the Princess
We are
after all.
breaking- Oh, are you now?
I mean, the game literally starts with a thing saying this is a love story.
Great. So you've obviously been here before, since you apparently died at least once. Sure. Twice. Then I'll spare you the little introduction I had planned.
Alright.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the base of the cabin. I think it's clear where everyone stands at this point. I don't know if I'd say You talking about me? Ignore him, he's just talking for talking.
Too many chefs in the kitchen run, let's go. Yeah, exactly.
The princess is a threat to you. She's a threat to me, and most importantly, she's a threat to the world. The interior of the cabin is hardly an interior at all anymore. The burned out ruins merely suggest the shape of the structure that once stood here, charred wood still reeking of ash. But beneath it lies the fresh smell of spring growth after rain, the promise of new life in the wreckage of the old. The only furniture of note is the crisp shell of what was once a table, a pristine... Wait, this isn't right. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. We gave it to her last time. She can't still have it, can she? Well, it's not here. And if she has it, let me guess, you want to get all chummy with her. Look, as far as I see it, if it's between him and her, I say we side with the one who has the weapon. It's just the smart thing to do. I wouldn't be so hasty. I'm sure the blade will turn up somewhere. She can't have it. That's not how this is supposed to work. If she does have it, that's all the more reason to put our faith in her. We've already shown her our heart. Now she has to show us hers. Unless her heart tells her to stab us, which doesn't seem unlikely, so yes, I agree. Let's make sure we get on her good side.
Approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the scorched entryway leading to the basement, hesitating before you begin the descent. You know what you have to do. Wipe away the grit from the mirror and behold our handsome features. It went away when we touched it last time.
Wipe the mirror clean.
Wave your hand through the hollow entrance leading to the basement. What are you doing? Alas, our fine features remain unseen. We'll just have to trust that she'll find us beautiful as we are. Well, seems like the only way to go is forward, isn't it? Yes, that's where everything tends to be. Let's just put on a good face and have our wits about us.
Alright, let's do it.
You step through the frame of scorched wood and make your way into the darkness below. The stairs to the basement are covered in a fine layer of gritty ash. The air still feels warm, as if the fires that ruined this place had only recently been extinguished. Yet fresh shoots of thorny branches are already weaving themselves through the soot-covered earth of the walls around you. Their spines point courteously down towards the basement, so you're able to brush past their jagged points with ease. At least on the way down. But you don't need to think about the way back up just yet. That's a matter for after the world's been saved. These thorns are an expression of her pain. I know it. She's calling out for help.
God, what a bitch.
Her voice, worn down by pain and suspicion, hobbles up the stairs.
I can't get away from you, can I? You betray me, I kill you, and you come back. You let me kill you, and you come back. I don't know why you let me do that. I don't know what you want from me.
I just want to talk, really talk.
I think you know how this goes. I'm down here and I can't leave. So, come down and talk. It's not like I can stop you.
You continue down the basement stairs, brushing past the smooth edges of thorns that grow more and more plentiful as you make your way forward. You step out into what was once a vast open cavern, now overrun by briars and prickles and thistles. The space thick with hostile vegetation. At the heart of it all, encased in a tight weave of vines, is the princess, her bloody, trembling hands clutching a pristine blade.
Did you know this was going to happen to me? Are you here to watch me suffer? Are you here to laugh?
Yeah, I'm here to laugh. What did you think would happen after you killed me? You're in a prison of your own making. I broke our cycle of violence. If you still want to wallow in it, be my guest. Turn and leave. These are all turn and leave. I can cut you free, but you'll have to give me the blade.
And I'm supposed to believe it's safe in your hands? That you aren't just saying what you need to say in order to fool me and save yourself?
You're not the only one who yearns for freedom. I'm trapped as you are. I think we need to leave together.
The princess clutches the blade closer to her chest.
That sounds nice. I'm so tired of the bad blood between us. But it's hard to let it go. You've hurt me.
Her eyes dart away from yours for a brief moment.
And I've also hurt you.
Can I take the blade now?
Her eyes briefly meet yours, then dart back to the floor. She hangs her head in resignation.
Okay.
Reach for the blade.
You reach towards her bloodied hands, laying your palm on her trembling fingers. For a moment, she clutches it even tighter, her knuckles going white with the effort. But then the tension fades. Her grip finally loosens and she allows you to take the weapon. You carefully pull it free from the thorns, though they scrape at your skin, leaving red trickles of fresh blood all along your arms. She trusts us. She trusts us. Doesn't that set your heart aflutter? Yeah, a little. It could just be nerves. Being this close to her does bring back unpleasant memories, but I don't know, it doesn't feel bad. It feels good. Like we're special to her. We are special to have gained an ounce of trust from a maiden so guarded. Now all that remains is to free her from her bindings. Yeah, let's do it. Let's show her how much both of us have changed. Or, hear me out, we slay her. Right here, right now. She's never been so helpless, and if we don't take advantage of that, we may never get another chance. That sounds like a splendid idea. You should listen to him. I see that the lines have been drawn. It's 2 against 1. It's 2 against 2. You don't count. And why shouldn't he count? Because he's clearly not one of us. That doesn't matter. He's been with us the whole time. He should get a say.
So, did you mean it? Or was I a fool to hand my life to you?
Die, bitch!
Scoundrel.
No, I'm kidding. I don't actually want to do that. Cut her free.
Yes, what a good idea. Let's cut her free. Oh, so you're suddenly team free her? You can't just switch sides as soon as we make a decision. I can do whatever I want, and I believe with my whole heart that this is the right course of action. Let's free this princess. Everyone deserves a chance at redemption. Let him join us and be merry. We are all united by our passion. That's right. What he said. We've already given him a chance at redemption. And who says I don't deserve another? I really mean it this time. I'm big enough to admit when I'm wrong. So I want to help you all free her. And I have no problem with that. Welcome to the team. You take the blade to the thorny vines imprisoning the princess, and she flinches, relaxing only slightly as the blade slices into the thick vegetation rather than her arm. But she flinches again as the last of the vines is cut away, as if, after all of that, she's still expecting you to turn on her and stab her in the heart. But you're not going to do that, are you? Still, all it would take is a single slip of the blade. Such a pathetic attempt at distraction and subterfuge. Our blade is a dashing sword, and every dashing sword is an extension of its hero. It won't slip. You're right. He can't even make it slip, can he? He's a bit of a nobody. Good thing I've been on your side of all this since the beginning. The princess falls into your arms, tears streaking down her cheeks. I can't believe you're making me describe this. I hate you.
You actually meant it. You rescued me.
Do you see the way she's looking at us? Kiss her. Kiss her now before the moment ends.
I just really hate the people who put us here.
Me too.
She smiles, her hand slipping into yours, and the two of you rush to the basement stairs. You should have kissed her, you fool. It was the perfect moment. Shameful, really, that the same thorns that so graciously allowed you downstairs are now blocking your only way out. Please, after all the trials we've been through, do you really think a few measly thorns can stop us? We cut through those other vines just fine. They're only thorns. I'm not afraid of getting a few scrapes. I'm not even sure we need to do any cutting. We can just move them out of the way. What a pathetic showing, really.
A few pointy sticks can't keep us down here. We're both meant for so much more than this.
Weird that you can cut or step into them. Let's do step into.
As you step into the thorns covering the basement stairs, they yield. Both
Yeah.
you and the princess ascend the stairs without obstacle. This is unacceptable. The second you step out of this cabin with her, the world ends. Do you hear me? What did the world ever do to you to deserve this? Your nightmare is our dream. Whatever world would condemn an innocent like her to a cycle of violence and despair isn't a world worth saving. We'll weave something new together. Something better. You and the princess hesitate at the cabin door. This is your last chance. We've already made our decision.
We're finally leaving here together, aren't we? And all we had to do was trust each other. It wasn't easy, but I'm glad we finally could.
I was wondering if there was going to be an option, drive that dagger directly into the bitch's heart.
Hands clasped, the two of you open the door and step out into a new day, you irredeemable murderers.
What do we do now? Where's everything going? Why is it so cold?
You do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
Where did she go? And there's that mirror.
Of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. You better watch your back. You can't get rid of me that easy. Do it then. End us all before I die of a broken heart.
Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. The bloat. You've grown. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You're at the cabin.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Are you the same being as you were before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
What does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
When all is done, do you know what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am. What I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know.
Whoops. You know that at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right?
There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together and find new horizons to discover.
When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen.
Okay, good.
And to perspectives I have already made my own.
Okay.
They are useless to us now. Inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
You've been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Thank you.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
What do you want me to bring you next time?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
I really like that, actually. That the gift isn't what you bring them. The joy is in seeing what you choose. I like that perspective. Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one yearns for connection she feels she doesn't deserve. Even when shown compassion, she hid herself away. She will make for a cautious heart. Do not mourn her. She isn't alone anymore.
So you don't have any preference on how you'd like to change or grow?
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
Destroy your body. You raise your will to end your life, but it buries into the space your body should be. You feel nothing at all. One of the many hands in front of you reach forward and gently touches the side of your face.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Alright.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of...
I don't know where my mouse cursor went. This happened again, but whatever. Oh, right, I have to go back here. I actually just realized, too, I should put maybe chat over here. Oh god, I hate this when it does it. So when I alt-tab out, it shows my cursor. But when I go back in, it only shows it on your screen. This is so stupid. Okay, continue towards the cabin.
You make your way up. A warning, she will...
Yep, we know. I might actually have to play this using the OBS screen.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are paint. The blade is...
Take it.
You take the blade from the table. Her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds... Don't let it fool you.
Continue down the stairs.
Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs. She's so... Focus on the task.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason. So, you should just...
She's unarmed. If you...
What happens if we just slay the princess?
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way.
This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. Do you actually believe this was...
It's like she's convinced she... Yes, but it's over. But is it over?
Feels like he has to have some kind of trick up her sleeve.
It's over. You could check her sleeves if you want, but I can assure you that there's nothing hidden up there. We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse? I really don't think you should do that. And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy.
Check for a pulse.
You lean down and place your hand against her neck, holding your breath as you search for a pulse, even though you know you're not going to find one. We definitely won't if you keep talking. I'm sorry, do you want her to be alive? You just saved the entire world from annihilation. Why are you suddenly trying to call that into question? Wait, what was that? You know what that was? That was the sound of a heartbeat, followed by another, and another.
I guess I won't be dying alone after all.
Something sharp digs into your side, the shock of it sending your nerves into a pained frenzy. Quick, let's get out of here. It's too late for that now. You collapse to the ground as the mortally wounded princess twists a blade of her own deeper between your ribs. As you fall, she falls with you, exhausted by the effort, the little life that was left in her eyes fading rapidly.
An eye for an eye. A life for a life. I guess we're even now. See you around.
You were so close. Why did you hesitate? It doesn't matter. At least you managed to take her with you, for whatever that's worth. Everything goes dark.
Okay, good. Good. The razor.
You're on a path. You're here. A terrible sense of danger.
I wonder what voice we have.
This whole thing's a crop
The
of-
cheated.
She's
Okay.
just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us again.
Stabbed to death. And you are...
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapon.
Okay. Yeah, let's just go to the cabin.
A warning. She will...
He couldn't be...
We know what to look at. Just stay...
Yep, we know.
The interior of the
Oh,
cabin
wow.
is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken boards, their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your...
Do the mirror thing.
You walk up to the wall next to... What are you talking about? You reach forward, but there was a mirror.
Now it's gone. Yet another thing in here playing tricks on us.
You
Blade.
take the blade from the table.
It feels a bit...
Okay.
The door to the basement, the air seeping up from below, has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below.
That's right. Scraping.
That sound could be anything. Her grating...
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
There is something so wrong with that voice.
Yeah. She thinks she's better than us. Like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time.
As you descend the final step,
my.
the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room. I wonder if she remembers us.
Finally, somebody. Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down.
If she sounds threatening, it's because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here. You are armed, after all.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
Do I have that option to... There's a lot of options now. Holy crap. Okay, hold on. Screw it, slay the princess.
The princess falls silent, her smile unwavering as you charge across the room.
Okay, she hasn't pulled out a knife yet, and her hands are still behind her back. I think we can do this. I think we can win. We just have to strike now, but make sure you keep your eyes on those hands. I don't trust her for a second.
But your focus is broken by the horrible sound of metal slicing through meat.
Whose meat? Not ours, right? Hers at first, then yours.
Hee.
Ow! What did she even hit us with? You stare down at your chest and at the long, thin blade she impaled you with. And then the red, angry slit along the flesh of her thigh, where the blade had been nestled just a moment ago. It's still lodged in her leg, emerging from her knee, hinging up and out of her body like some extra metallic limb. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
You're going to die now.
With a twist of her knee and a painful squelch, she does just that. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The arms race. Okay.
You're on a path in the woods. No, what? The interior of the cabin is sharp, a constricting mess of curved and battered sheet metal pushing you towards... Wait, excuse me? What just happened? What did you just do? I feel dizzy. Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the cards now? Nobody. Nobody holds the cards. That's how it's always been. That's unfortunately how reality works. The circle's getting smaller and smaller. Running isn't an option anymore.
Good. It's better that way. Without a fight, no one can win. And if no one can win, then nothing has any meaning.
Great. So obviously you've already been here. How many times? This is our third? No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realise that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruction, right? That can't be right. That's too much responsibility.
Nah, impossibly high stakes make the fight so much better.
Let's just stay focused, shall we?
Voice of the
Only
stubborn.
furniture of note is a bent metal table. A pristine blade perched. We take it. Okay, sure, you take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It would be difficult to slay this.
This feels right. We just have to keep our senses sharp.
That's right, we've got to be able to win eventually.
We will win eventually. Hell, we might even win now.
That's a fighting spirit I like to see. You could all learn a thing or two from this one. I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there? You walk through the door. You do know what doors are, right? But there isn't a door, it's just that mirror again. There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you?
I can feel the air
If it's in our...
Okay, let's go. Like, Jesus Christ.
Make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You really must think you're looking at a mirror, and it doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open it. Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like. I care about getting to the end of this mess. You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. It creaks open.
Okay.
And the mirror's gone. How surprising.
It was never there. Just an illusion.
Let's just get to the princess already. I didn't care about the mirror before, and I care about it even less now.
Guess it's time for us to see her again. Just stay focused and you'll be fine. You step forward, but you don't get a chance to linger on the basement stairs. They are smooth and flat and metallic.
Oh,
An unintentional
metallic.
and unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom.
Your body tumbles onto the basement floor and the form of the princess comes into view, standing at a distance. She gives you a wry smile.
Hi. It looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore. But don't worry about how bad you did last time. That's part of the fun.
She's got another thing coming if she thinks we're going down easy again.
Pride makes us dead. The only thing that matters is survival.
Actually, does survival matter? We've died twice and nothing bad has come of it. We just need to find a way to win once.
Nothing bad has come of it yet.
Plenty bad has come of it. You've left at least one entire world to ruin. The people there mattered.
The past isn't real. There's only here and now.
Your internal bickering
Oh my
is cut
God.
short by the wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades glistening with her blood, the empty flesh of her arms flopping at her elbows like torn sleeves. Clatters to the floor. She's loose. She is coming for you.
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
Shit. She's coming for us and I'm out of ideas.
We're going to unconditionally surrender. She has swords for arms and we don't. We're panicking. She wins by killing us, right? So let's beat her to it.
No, that's a terrible idea. A win's a win. Screw it, we've already died twice. What's a third? A third is a third. It's bad. Who cares? Fine. You raise your blade above your head.
Oh, this is new. What are you going to do? Are you really going to stab yourself? Neat.
Then you skewer yourself. Ow. Are we still in? Can we not actually off ourselves? Boo! Huh, that didn't do much of anything. We're tougher than I thought.
Voice of the contrarian.
Oh, a new one of us. I thought that only happens when we die. Did we die? Nah, we'd know if we died. Right? You're on it? No, you're in it. Where the hell are you?
I think we're dead. That's all we'll ever be.
Voice of the broken.
Dead.
Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but right now we're extremely not dead. This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here? This is 4. No wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas, and I love that.
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the princess advances. Okay, whatever we do gets us another us. Let's see how many we can stab. There's got to be a point where it makes us better than her. We don't need any other voices chattering about in here. It'll just confuse us. All we need is to keep fighting. Yeah, I'll pass on that. As long as we keep moving. Who cares about getting better than her? Let's do something weird. Like, really, really weird.
Come on, show me something new.
Okay. Quick save. These ideas suck. Think of something better. It doesn't work and she kills you again, and again, and again, and again. Your memory blurs as your consciousness leaps from life to life to life, holding only snippets of the conflict that transpires.
None of this is working. Think. She skewers you. Well, there's more of us. Let's see if that helps.
What's the point? It's all the same.
She skewers you.
Oh, don't give up on me just yet. You gotta keep going.
Do you see that? We almost had her. That was luck. But we only have to get lucky once. Compliment her on those gleaming blades. There's nothing better than a capable woman. She skewers you.
You're cute.
It doesn't matter how many times this takes, we can't give up. Okay, let's go again. Just panic! Flee! She skewers you.
No, you don't get to escape. That's not how this works.
See? We're getting better. Okay, yeah. That was a good one. She's going to kill this body either way. So stop feeling what it feels. She skewers you.
Ooh, not bad. Real tough.
We're getting close to something. Can't you feel it? One last time. You're right. One last time. That's all we need. Let's appeal to her better nature. We haven't tried that. I'm sure she'll listen to reason. She skewers you. Then everything goes dark, and you die.
All right.
Your Honor, don't lose your head. We're in a cabin, and we'll take it from here. Everything feels like it finally fits, doesn't it? We're up here, which is different, and different is good. And our steel claw is already in our hand.
Oh, what if? Throw it out the window.
Over my dead body.
That won't be very hard. You've died a lot. But I can't say I mind anymore.
Besides, what better way to die so very many times than at the sharp hands of a beautiful woman?
Sure, I can think of a better way to die. They're all the same, really. How about we stop thinking about horrible ways to die? I don't want us to accidentally manifest anything.
The only thing we're gonna manifest is finally ending up on top.
There are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here? This isn't good. This is...
Yeah, leave it to the pros. We'll notch up that win in no time. Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined final encounter with our star-crossed lover.
Fine by me. You walk to the door and onto the basement stairs, only...
It's fine. I'll just shut up then and speed this whole thing
Oh,
along.
crap. I hate that sometimes it automatically cuts itself off. Like, if you're gonna need me to click through all of it. Or, like, none of it. God, that's so annoying. Because I want to do it at my own speed, which is why sometimes I skip over stuff, because I'm clicking it for the next line, but it's already started. Like, fuck, that's irritating.
Sure you don't want me to describe the stairs, or this room, or anything? It feels like I'm hardly a part of this.
Don't care, just want to win.
Fine, you make your way
my.
to the basement, where the princess awaits you.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together. But I guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like that. I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it? I'm not going to wait for an answer. I'm just going to show you. It's worth it though. Just you wait. And not for very long, because I'm going to do it right now.
Are you going to say what she does? Do you want me to talk now? Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new thing. Yeah, me too. I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would like to hear you describe her new thing. Really? Okay then.
Here we go. Now.
The princess's skin
Oh, God.
splitting into red blooms of raw meat as it stretches and tears. And then it erupts. It becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls. All that remains in the center of the room is a skeleton of blade. A heart beats furiously in its cage of a chest.
Are you ready for what comes next?
Holy shit!
She's gorgeous.
Absolutely divine.
Yes, behold the perfect woman. Do you think we can throw her out the window? That looked painful. How is she still alive? Heart's still beating, that's all she needs. This is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up. She doesn't even have a back anymore. How are we supposed to stab her in it?
This is all just a sick joke. I hate existing.
Same, bro.
We're
Same.
screwed. I quit. I'm done. Forget it.
Empty your mind.
What just happened? It's so quiet.
Him too.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
You do not act, and yet through that inaction your body moves on its own. The princess strikes as you approach, but as her blow finishes its arc, you're already somewhere else.
You're incredible.
Your weapons clash again and again, you and her entering a rhythm free of thought and free of self. There is only the dance, the ebb and flow, the shifting of the tides back and forth between you. The deeper you fall into your play, the faster your hearts pound, and the faster the momentum volleys between you. An endlessly building crescendo, and then an opening. Your blade strikes free of volition, and her strikes too. Both strikes are lethal. Neither of you will survive, but neither of you fear what's to come. This is a good ending. You do not get to see each other die, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns. You do so, gazing at your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've withered. You find yourself in the long quiet. You are at the cabin.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
You can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes. I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it.
How can you stand to be a contradiction?
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
It doesn't matter how many times I go back. At least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
No, not really. It all seems so distant as soon as I'm near you.
It does seem small from here, and the more we journey, the smaller each of those steps will be. But that doesn't make any of them less special.
What do you think of this vessel?
This one is sharp and single-minded. She is cruelty, but she is also joy. She will make for an indomitable heart. Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
We will know when we near our destination.
Do you know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Okay, let's go.
I will be here when it is time for us to be done.
You're on a path. You're here. You make a she. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. You take the blade from the table. It'd be right. door to the basement. Good. You're still listening to reason.
I'm just here to talk.
Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop?
She makes a... Don't you dare. It's fine.
Thank you.
Against your back will be... Don't know what you're hoping...
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Okay, we've talked
Oh,
enough.
have you decided?
You know... You have to be. You walk up their laugh.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Maybe it's somewhat doubtful.
And if there isn't a key, do you have
Well,
ideas?
you do have that big, sharp...
She speaks with all... If we were stuck down here for long enough, you attempt... Is someone else... Make your way easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. The knife.
You won't. You cut into the blade as she didn't so much as utter. Free how is...
Thank you.
All right.
No, we won't have any of that. As the prince... Wait, this is... Watch me.
So you can't actually do anything here, so
Okay.
this is a waste of time, I think.
Are you I don't know. What do you think? I need both of my arms, but I don't have to tell you that. Well,
Give
I'll go
up.
ahead and show you.
As the blade falls from your trembling, you fall to your knees, barely able to process the ringing in your ears before she hits you again. Every blow is as punishing as the first. You feel bones shatter with every impact, unknown ruptures blossoming with blood somewhere inside of you. If we're lucky, the wound you manage to inflict...
Oh, too weak.
She places a confident heel on your chest and pushes you down to the ground. Her knee falls to your throat, your windpipe crushed beneath a weight you didn't think her It can't just... I'm sorry. Everything goes dark.
So no matter what, you can never just walk out right away.
You're on a... You're... A warning. She will... Can we... I'm not being a... You're being annoying. Just... I agree. Rescue. So... If that's what you... The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I don't know.
Why do we feel so small?
It probably does, but
Feel small. You walk up to the wall next to the base. What are you talking? You reach. We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen. No blade this time. Yeah. Blade. No blade. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing it's still a stone basement. Her booming voice.
Is that a guest I hear?
Oh my.
Don't linger on the stairs.
You weren't kidding when you said it was... But you shouldn't have come down here. We need to get down there. Should we be... What? It doesn't...
I don't care about the inner monologue
Making your
stuff
way
like at
up the
all,
spiral
basically.
staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess
Oh my.
almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. I see your hands are empty. You've already given up, haven't you? You aren't even going to try and kill me. How sweet. And more than a little disappointing.
She's disappointed in us?
Kneel.
Alright.
On her command, you fall to the floor, knees painfully connecting with hard stone.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you tried to kill me. And yet here you are again. This time groveling at my feet. What a wretched sight. What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death? Speak.
The last time we met, nobody should have met her before this. You should be the and you should. He's been that.
You're supposed to end the world.
You weak-willed buffoon.
Is that so?
The princess closes her eyes in contemplation.
Something about that thought wraps itself around my heart. It feels like a fundamental truth to my being that I'd somehow forgotten. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. And the world as it is now is overdue for alterations. It's time for me to seize my destiny. And you, little bird, will help me seize it.
She's inevitable. There's nothing else for us to do but help her. Maybe she'll be nice to us.
What would you have me do? What do you have planned?
All you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
I don't know how to do that. If you're so powerful, can't you break the chains yourself?
Don't be rude. Of course she can. It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world. That's exactly why it's rude. We should know our place.
I can, easily. But that isn't what I want to do. The story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am, or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was. The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity. The song of you being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world. And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn. Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end, no matter how vainly you struggle against me, my will triumphs over yours.
I have questions before I decide to do anything.
Know the limits of your privilege, little bird. There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet. This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart.
All right. Pledge yourself.
Your will was so easily broken. Am I that magnificent? All you need to do now is break my chains.
How?
If this is what you want, then I guess there's not much else for me to say. No, you can't just give in to her. Not when the stakes are so high. Not when you're so close. I won't let you do this.
There's still something in the way. A greasy film inside of you where it doesn't belong. Trying to conceal you from me.
Oh yeah, we had Taco Bell for lunch. That's probably what it is.
Is that a person? No, it used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
Is she talking about you?
Hi.
That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you? A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
No. What are you talking about?
I don't care what you are. You're mine.
Ah!
Rise, my little bird.
Without hesitation, you're brought to your feet.
Neat.
Break my chains.
And how are we supposed to do that? We don't even have a weapon.
All you need to do is believe it's been done. Her chains shatter.
Them's the rules, you noobs.
From her wrist. She is loose, and the end is upon us.
What a good disciple you are. Come, it's time for us to leave.
Neat. You do not take your hand nor her hand, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
There's that. No.
The remains. You've unraveled. We're at the cabin.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there. Do you know what we'll find out there?
Is that a rhetorical question? Do you know? Do you want to tell me?
Rhetorical. I am not rhetorical. I have only known these spaces, and I have known flickers of the lives you've brought me. Short and violent and full of passion. But all of those flickers end where the long quiet begins. I'm asking you because I cannot know your mind. Do you know what we'll find out there?
There's trees and stars and there are people. I think. At least there are supposed to be people.
There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last.
Do you think that anything is real out there? Do you think that we're real?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist.
Interesting. Do you have thoughts on this vessel?
This one is dominance, a figure capable of bending everything to her will. She will make for a terrifying and divine.
Is your idiot brain getting fucked by stupid?
Do not mourn her, for she would not be able to mourn you.
Do you know what's going to happen when you awaken?
If I did, I would already be awake.
Good point. Gotta move myself here. When you send me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator, and he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one?
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
He does, but I don't know why. Or, I don't know why, but I know this for a fact.
I am on the cusp of my awakening. Perhaps you are on the cusp of yours.
How many more vessels do I need to bring?
One. Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular, a final multitude.
If this is the last time, is there anything you would like me to bring you?
These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose for me when the thread is fully drawn.
If this is the last stage before your completion, then I'm not going back. I'm just gonna stay here.
You've already tried waiting, but I understand if you need more time. I'll wait with you. I will see you when you return.
Oh, this is just gonna shut my game off.
Textures will you weave for yourself if you close that?
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, this just closes the game. I forgot about that.
You have returned to me. Though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side. The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
Everything goes dark and you die.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her. If you don't...
Okay. So what haven't I done yet?
You make your way up the short path. A warning. She will love...
Like, what haven't I tried?
The interior of the blade.
I think we take the blade.
The door to the...
Who's there?
She said, don't let it...
Oh,
just checking
it's
in.
been so long since anyone's come down here.
You watch. She focus on the task.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Nuh-uh.
Then drop the knife.
We should. It'll go. Don't you dare. It's fine.
Titan grip.
You ignore the...
You poor thing.
You step forward.
I'm probably... So, you...
She's unarmed.
I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Oh, this is where you can squint at each other. Fine, I guess we're at an impasse.
I guess we are.
For the love of everything, just slay her already. Or drop the blade. Do something.
Are you sure you don't want to talk?
Yeah, I'm sure.
For goodness sake, the two of you can't just stand around like this forever. Eventually, something is going to give, and I highly recommend that you be the one to take the initiative here. The blade tumbles out of your...
Thank you. Maybe now we can just...
Against will be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
You know why I'm here to kill you.
Do you?
No.
You're lying.
How does she know that?
Don't think that just because I'm the one in chains, it means you have a right to interrogate me. Oh, have you...
Man, I don't know what to do. I don't know what, like, how to get a new vessel.
Oh, you have. You walk up there large.
I'm guessing...
Maybe it's some doubtful.
Well...
She speaks. We were stuck down here for long enough. You attempted some... You try that. You're here. Your shout.
Because this is just gonna make me stab her anyway. Or attack her, at least.
I heard the door slam. The knife. Pick it up and...
You won't light.
Oh, I can't save anyway.
Without hesitation, you bring the blade down. The princess flinches as you strike and your weapon sinks into her shoulder.
Okay, this is new.
You bastard. If I have to kill you to leave this place, I'll do it.
I thought we had the upper hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us. It's an act. She's unarmed and there's nothing she can do to hurt you. I'm not so sure. Don't waver now. As you raise your blade to strike again, she kicks out, knocking your legs out from under you. The two of you struggle off the ground. Forget trying to rescue her. You roll out of her grasp and shakily push yourself back to your feet. Though every inch of you is in pain, the princess probably has it worse. Blood pours out from countless gashes, staining her once pristine dress. She pauses for a moment, catching her breath, staring at you with wild eyes. We can still turn this around.
Finish the job.
You steel your resolve and take another step towards the princess. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? What was that about not making it out of here alive? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun. You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
But you don't have the time to worry over her words. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The adversary. Okay, we got a new one. We got a new vessel.
In the woods. You're here to... A warning. But she will lie. Lying and cheating doesn't... Are you sure about the point of my warning? The princess will do and say, Crystal. The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. You walk up to the wall next... What are you talking about? You reach for it, and now it's gone, so all of us can stop arguing about it. You take the blade from...
Let's go.
The door to the basement, her fierce voice.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening. Good. Sounds like my kind of princess. As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall. Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Oh, it's you again. I've been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. And you brought your little knife, too. Yes. I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
You look different.
You look exactly the same.
All right, fine. If you're not going to address it, I will. What? You've already met the princess. The princess has already met you. The two of you killed each other. Did you think you'd... Maybe. You did seem to just... Of course I glossed over it. When a colleague says something you don't... Of course I'm not...
Okay, stop. Just because it bothers you, I'm going to take this even less seriously. You don't know the depths of my apathy.
You're joking, right? I'm just going to pretend that you're joking.
Yeah. The only reason I'm skipping a lot of this is because I played for about 3 hours, a little less than 3 hours last night, and it's the same thing over and over, just as a heads up.
Yeah, you better be joking. We can't win unless you take this seriously.
So you do remember me.
Oh, I remember you all right. Best 3 minutes of my life. So, why don't we do it again?
See? She wants to fight us again. There's no reason for us to stand around talking.
There's a lot of content, yeah. I mean, we should just attack her.
Finally ready to complete your destined task, you launch off the wet stone floor of the basement and catapult yourself headlong towards the princess. Here we go. Let's make this count. Oh, we'll make it count, all right. As you bridge the gap, your blade slashes across the princess's chest, splitting skin and drawing a jagged line of bright red blood. But she's unfazed by your onslaught. Her expression barely changes as her fist collides with your ribs, cracking them like twigs and driving you right back down to the basement floor. You can hear her chains snap as you struggle to recover from the impact. She almost looks disappointed in us. Why is she disappointed in us?
Oh, you don't actually get it, do you? That knife may be sharp, but you clearly don't want to kill me. It's not fun if you hesitate. It's not fun if you try to trick me and make me bleed out. It's only fun if you go straight for the heart. You need to put everything you have into seeing me dead. Or what's the point? So don't be afraid. Don't hesitate. Kill me.
Don't let her get in your head. Reincarnation or not, this world needs you to win. She's huge, but that probably means she's slower than us. Take it slow, think it through. Don't panic. Bleeding her out is our best course of action. Don't listen to them. She understands something that they don't. The only way to win, the only way out of this is through her.
Bait and opening and outmaneuvering her.
You push yourself off the ground and attack the princess, trying to bait an opening. Do your best to outplay her, slashing out and leaving red cuts in the tattered remains of her white dress. But you have little room to maneuver. For every glancing blow you manage to land, she slams you against the wall in retaliation, each impact threatening to be the last. This weak little dance isn't working. Just toughen up and overpower her. She's throwing us around like a ragdoll. I think overpowering her is a little out of the question.
Did you think you could stop me with a few cuts? All this dancing around is doing nothing but annoying me. I own this place, and I own you.
The princess's arm shoots forward, her palm wrapping around your head, fingers gripping your skull.
How disappointing.
She squeezes, the pressure unbearable as her fingers dig into your scalp. The last thing you hear is the unsettling crack of your skull and the sickening churn of what was your grey matter. Everything goes dark, and you die. You're on a path in the wood. If you weren't so damned afraid of what she'd do to you, we wouldn't have died back there. Fear is good. Fear keeps us alive. We died because you didn't have enough of it. So what? You'd have us cower in a corner? No, but that place suits her better than it suits us. She's big. We can't hope to find holes and openings down there. We need more room if we're... Are you suggesting luring her into the woods? Do you have any idea how dangerous that would be? If you lose sight of her, if she manages to slip away, That's it. Game over for everyone, yourself included. Are you not challenging us on all the looping? Have you known about it the whole time? Are you the same one we've been talking to since the beginning? Sorry to disappoint what I'm sure must feel like a grand revelation, but that's not what's going on here. We've never met. Then what is going on? What's going on is that you'd only be saying the things you've been saying if you'd already been here. It doesn't matter. It's good to know that we may have
okay, let's just go.
Here, but the
Good
method
lord.
is equally important. It's like I said, all just It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up the hill at the cabin. I hope you've given serious thought to your predicament. No last advice for us? No words of warning? What I gather, you've heard it all before. There's no use screaming into the wind. I don't know, screaming sounds pretty good right about now. I could use a little catharsis. Catharsis is for when we're finished. For now, we need to hold it out in front of us, something to chase. The interior of the cabin is suffocatingly tight, more of a glorified tunnel than a building. Its stone walls squeeze against your sides, leaving you no choice but to press forward. The only furniture of note is an iron altar jutting out from the wall, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right. See? We have it. Take it.
Approach the mirror.
To survive without our steel claw. But you step forward and approach the door to the basement. All we see, this really smells.
Smash it.
You bring your fist crashing down against the door leading to the basement. It swings open, scraping against the floor as it reveals the dim path ahead. Why am I not surprised? It was in our way, and now it's not. That's all that matters. Before you is what may as well be a sheer cliff face. There are enough footholds that you'll be able to clamber your way to the bottom, but it will require...
The story in Miles? Because the story in Miles Morales is less, end of the world-ish. The stakes are more personal. It's a bit smaller. But I mean, that game in general is smaller, so I don't know why either.
Up from below is warm and wet, like the breath of an enemy locked in close quarters. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor, her voice.
Do you have more fight in you than last time? That was such a disappointing show. I know you can do better than that.
Go to her. Rile her up. If she's angry, she'll make mistakes.
If you want to fight, how about you come get one?
That's not how this works. I'm all chained up, remember? How about you come down here and fight me?
Those chains were nothing to her last time. And they'll be nothing to her this time. But we need... Fine by me.
Alright, let's go fight her.
But down. You start the difficult journey, gripping the stone, lowering yourself foot by grueling foot. But soon, there is solid ground beneath you. Remember, every crack and crevice will need to be faster than her. You turn to face what lies at the end of the narrow tunnel. The princess, imposing and tightly muscled, grins back at you from the darkness. Her face droops.
There you are. But this time you don't even have that little knife. Do you think this is a joke? Do you need me to break those fragile bones again to remind you how serious this is?
She's bubbling, hot with rage. We can't get close if we want to live. But we'll be able to draw her out of here. She's hungry for us. I know I said this earlier, but I really have to stress how thin of a razor's edge you're on right now. We know the only way out is through the eye of the needle. And we're going to win. We'll need the steel claw. Grab it as we leave. Bloody desire in her eyes, the princess rushes forward, ignoring her chains as they bend and snap. Run. Without hesitation, you turn back the way you came and scramble up the ledge towards the tunnel entrance. As you near the top, hands desperately clawing at jagged stone, you glance back. The princess is right on your heels. She doesn't bother to scale the wall as you do, instead digging deep into the rock of the cliff face with her fingertips in her rapid pursuit.
Anywhere you go, I will follow.
Good. You reach the ledge and hoist yourself up into the tunnel, the cabin door finally in sight, at once within your grasp and infinitely distant.
What is all of this for? What's the point? You and I are always going to end in violence, so why bother to run? I know what I am. Why can't you be the same?
Steelclaw, now.
Take the blade.
Without missing a step, you grab the blade from the altar.
So you do want to fight me? Good.
We're almost there. Don't think about almost. We're there when we're there. And we'll take the fight with us. It hums tight with adrenaline as you burst through the cabin door and roll onto the grass. You glance back at the cabin as the princess, singular in her desire to destroy you, explodes through the doorway. You are walking a dangerous path. If you waver once, it's all over. So get it right.
There's nothing left to slow me down. Do you think this is better for you? Do you think this space gives you an edge? Then show me. Show me that you've been worth all the room you've taken up in my head.
Do it! Be swift, strike true, be where she's not. Let your body move you.
You've fallen right into my trap.
Oh, we'll see about that. Traps aren't real. The
You've
only
activated my
real
trap
is
card.
bloodshed.
She charges, fully determined to end you in a single move. Left, now. As the princess strikes, your body swerves to the left. She overextends, stumbling as her balance shifts unexpectedly. Strike. Before you can finish the thought, you lash out, the blade slicing through her leg. She turns to swing again. Right. You move out of the way, but this time it's not quite as clean. You can feel a bruise already blooming where her elbow crashed into flesh. It's nothing. A scratch. Yes, it could be worse. And you managed to gift her another cut in return. I'll be damned.
We're actually gonna pull this off, aren't we?
You just might. But don't let it get to your head. Not until it's over.
Yes, finally! This is the hole I felt in my heart. This is what I've needed. This is what I've been missing. This is how it always needed to end. Both of us giving it our all, beating and bleeding each other to death.
Yikes.
The two of you engage in a devastating
Ma'am, this is a
fight,
Wendy's.
each of you wounding the other again and again. She's stronger, but you're faster, and the deeper the both of you fall into your lethal dance, the more your edge shines over hers. She's slowing down, blood pouring from wounds, splattering at her feet, leaving her weak and unsteady. More! Keep going, we can't stop now! You spy an opening. She's waiting for you. She lets you sink the blade deep, trapping you in place long enough to wrap you in her impenetrable arms. You're slammed to the ground. Nothing! These blows are nothing to us! But her gambit wasn't enough to close the gap. It wasn't enough to kill you. She stares you down, coughing up a splash of blood as she gasps for breath.
You've outplayed me, haven't you? Something feels wrong. Something.
And? Then what happens?
All right. You do not have the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again.
You are nothing at all. But that isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze and you see it. A figure, faint and veiled in shadow just beyond the reflection. Are you me?
I think you know what I am.
A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass in the glass in two, rather. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror to jagged shards of broken glass. So you're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you.
The narrator. Yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all. An objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
What are you? Something like me?
Oh, I'm nothing like you. I am an echo. Likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
Others like you? You've said something like that before. Has every narrator really been different?
Of course. That is by both necessity and design. This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Anytime you failed, anytime you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another world. But you'll be awake soon, and then it won't be able to work like that anymore.
Do you have anything to say for yourself for all this hubris?
I do. People out there are real. No matter what you do to them, no matter what you enable, I want you to remember that.
After everything you've done to us, do you think anyone deserves to live?
Nobody alive has done anything to you. I'm all gone. But if you and the princess want to smite the rest of them for the crimes of a dead man, if you really want to be that petty, there isn't much I can do to stop you.
I have so many questions for you.
Then ask them, and make it quick. I won't last for long now that you can see me.
Does it hurt when pieces of you break off like that?
It doesn't hurt. I don't feel pain. Not physically.
I'm sorry, I don't want to destroy you. Will it help if I look away or stop asking questions?
We've already crossed the point of no return. There's no saving me now. Not that there's ever been much of me to save. Soon I'll be gone entirely, and you'll be left alone with your final choice. So allow me to make my final request. The princess contains death itself within her, but I wove you into being with all the power you need to destroy her forever. Do it. Slay her, and rid the world of death and suffering.
There's so many questions here. If you made me, then what am I?
You're the Long Quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
Do a save here. Rest easy, I'm going to destroy her.
Lying? I can't tell. But like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes always fade away. You know what you have to do.
As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with newfound clarity. The narrator was right. You are the Long Quiet, a vast and nascent god. It's finally time for you to wake up. All this is you. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment.
I've missed you dearly.
Missed you too. She unfurls endless cascade of smiles in response and then patiently waits for you to continue. Do you know about the echo? Did you hear our conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
I'm the long quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
What I'm going to do is save. That's what I'm going to do. There's so many stories we've left unfinished. Can we really just leave?
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end. Pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us.
Don't you have a say in all this? Why is this all falling on me?
Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens, just as you and I share reflections of each other's gifts. If we didn't, the winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and conflict.
Let's talk this through. I have so many questions and need answers before I can make a choice.
My very nature is paradox, as is yours. You cannot use words to grasp at things that are beyond their reach, and you cannot rationalize that which defies logic. But violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it. Brutality splashes you against the walls, but with stubborn defiance you rise again. And with the dance of our conflict, I was brought somewhere new. Without you, my world would have been so small. Do you remember the moment of your triumph? Do you remember the feeling of your blade finally cutting me down? My defeat was a gift. Without obstacles to overcome, we stagnate into nothing.
Jesus. And we've both grown from it, haven't we?
We have. Look at what we are now, and see how small we were then. You become nothing. A black hole of self-loathing fed by the matter of your restless thoughts. You are terrified of a power so far beyond you that it strips the meaning from your every action. But at the feet of that power, the dark parts of you cannot help but burn away. Your inadequacies reduced to cinders by the blazing light of the divine. When I proclaimed my godhood and presented you with a place by my side in my new creation, you gladly took it. Without me, there is no future to look towards. It is hope that carves meaning into consciousness.
You were consumed by your own ego.
And through your lack of one, you too were consumed. Yet together,
able to create something beautiful. A boundless torrent of blades cut you from boundless angles. You are a body. You are gory ribbons. You are a body again. And you feel all of it.
These are all the vessels that I brought to her, to it, to the concept, whatever this is.
On and on it goes until your bodies are not your thoughts, are not you. Alive, dead, then alive and dead, all at once. You learn to put yourself away and to follow the flow of reality. And you used it to rise above me. You died countless steely deaths, and you lived countless short lives, and yet it is all so far behind you. Unjust impossibilities pushed you to become something you would never have been without them.
If you hadn't snatched that body away, we would have killed each other. We were self-destructive.
Were we self-destructive, or did the beauty of our dance reach beyond the shadow of death? It was lethality that made us what we were. Thought is a vine, and some thoughts nurture thorns that bleed the soul, an endless growth that blots your vision and strangles your trust. When I succumbed to myself, you patiently stood by me and cut the thistles that rooted in my skin. Your compassion is what freed us both, but compassion is a thing that must be nurtured, and you cannot nurture that which cannot change.
Of course I helped you. I didn't want us to hate each other.
Then help me again. We are each other's liberation. To question everything is to deny the proof of reality that lies in front of you. By believing in your suffering, you make your suffering real. In believing in your limitations, you placed a shackle on your neck. But even then, you remembered the impermanence of the material and watched as the walls of your prison decayed into nothing. To be impermanent is not to end, but to change. And for the world to be impermanent is to make finite the suffering of all things. Would you strip that gift away and leave them all to suffer in their permanence?
That would be torture.
It would. Our purpose is to be and to experience, and their purpose is the same. To be permanent is to cease. To be paused is to be trapped.
As a clash between you abates, you begin to shake, your will rapidly dissolving.
Are you starting to see? Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
It's easy to believe in the things you believe when you get to sit above it all.
It is from my vantage point that I can see the totality of truth.
What do you think happens if we leave here?
This universe dies, and a new one is born. And that one dies, and a new one is born. And you and I get to witness it all, weaving a tapestry of life wherever we go.
Okay, now we gotta do another save, I think. Okay, I'm ready to go. How do we leave?
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final peace lies with you.
You fall into yourself. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation and you feel sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here, except for her, is you. You feel your wings spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled and bound in agonized tension to a finite plane. You can feel the glass of the construct pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. You push back and strain against it, but it does not yield.
I love you.
All at once, the unyielding tension breaks. Is that video of grass blooming? I think it is. That's really funny. Like stock image of grass growing. You are free and she is with you.
It's magnificent.
There are no words, no thoughts to describe absolute reality. Something that simply is. What happens now?
Everything. Just like it always has been. And just like it always will be.
Okay, step into the infinite. You and she step forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contain 1,000 more. You exist and you are aware, just as you have always been and just as you will always be. Though conflict is in your nature, the two of you will never be alone and the two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally home. Man. The existential nightmare that this ending is. Also, I'm sorry, but isn't that the good ending? Like, things end. I'm kind of against the narrator. The narrator is like, yo, things shouldn't die. You should just kill death, essentially. Like, don't be an idiot. Fucking idiot. Finish the game. The good ending doesn't count. Nah, nothing is important. How do I do a quick load now, though? Oh, no. I guess I can't do a quick load. I can only do a load here. I guess that's fine. I'll just have to skip through all this crap. I don't have to do any of the explores, actually. We can just do the other stuff from here. I told you... Oh, right. Every time we talk to her, remember how we were like, just to reiterate, I'm going to kill you. So, I told you what was going to happen when we reached this point.
I know. And I've been waiting for you to see it through. Violence has always been our language, hasn't it? If this is what it takes to save you, then so be it.
Oh, we have to go through all of these again.
Brutality splashes you
against
the walls,
crap.
But with
Okay.
stubborn defiance. Do you remember my defeat was a gift?
Remain silent.
But you say nothing. You were at the feet of that when I proclaimed my God without me.
Remain silent.
And so your quietude continues.
Abound on it goes. You learn to put yourself away and to follow the. You died countless steely.
Remain silent.
Is your unbroken silence a lack of an answer? Or has your understanding begun to move beyond words? I thought when I succumbed to myself, your compassion is what freed us both. But compassion is a thing that must be nurtured.
Remain
You cannot
silent.
nurture- Still, you hide the contours of your heart from me. To question everything is, but even then, to be impermanent is not. Would you strip that gift away and leave them all to suffer in their permanence?
Remain silent.
You
stoicism knows no end. Are you starting to see? Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. You cannot remove something without removing the relations which define it. Open your eyes and accept.
Okay. I guess I have to do an actual save here. I didn't know that before. My bad. I can't let that happen. I can't let everything die.
Even now you think you can destroy me. If it takes all of eternity to break your delusion, I will still break it.
You don't have to face it alone.
Oh no, all of the voices. Oh no. Which hero are you?
All of them? I assume in the same way that you're all of you.
Where's everyone
They're
else?
still where you left them, stuck in the folds of this place. Part of me is with them, just like part of me is with you right now. There's still a piece of
Here comes chat to the rescue. Yeah.
I can take you.
It's time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready? Then let's
I'm
go.
ready. Are all these the different versions?
And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it? Do you need me to describe things?
For old time's sake.
Yeah, of course. The interior of the cabin is, well, it's a cabin, yeah? There's much of it, just a table and a knife and a door. And some windows. You know, come to think of it, I don't think he ever really mentioned the windows, did he?
I don't think he did, actually.
There's no mirror, either. I think you broke it. And I know I've
Well, it's a cabin, isn't it?
But if we want to see this through, we're gonna need that blade.
Is it just you and me? Did anyone else make it to the cabin?
It's just us. I think the rest of them are still out there, jumbled up in the rest of her.
The narrator really gone?
Yeah, it's dead silent in here. Whatever it was that was left of him, I don't think it could handle you waking up to godhood. Pretty sure he got obliterated.
It's funny, after everything he put us through, kind of sad to see him
Is
go.
that why you want to see this through and slay her? That's probably for the best. It's always seemed to give us more options than not. The stairs. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
It's almost over, isn't it? That's okay. Let's just talk, the two of us. One more time, before you kill me.
She sounded just like that. Timid and gentle.
No, she didn't.
She didn't know us.
She sounded kind of imposing the first time because we took the knife the first time. And I think every time you took the knife, she sounded imposing.
And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
She only sounded innocent when we didn't take the knife.
You're really going to do it then, aren't you? You're really going to kill me. You don't have to. You know that, right? But if that's what you want, we might as well talk a bit first. I wouldn't mind a few extra minutes.
So this is really it then. Let's see this through.
So this is what it feels like to actually die. I think this is for the best. I don't know what the world will be like without me. But it can't be that bad if it still has you in it. I've always loved you. Don't forget me.
You blink and the princess is gone. All you have left of her is a small, melancholic weight that sits on the borders of your heart. Whatever action brought you and the princess into being was rough and jagged and left each of you with a piece of the other. By destroying her once and for all, you also destroyed a part of yourself. But the world hasn't ended. Things continue on.
She's gone. And I don't think she's coming back.
Small part of her is with us.
A metaphor, or are you being literal? It doesn't matter, we don't need to linger down here anymore. Let's get going.
You leave the basement behind. Then the stairs. And then you leave the cabin itself.
It's quiet here.
The path and woods outside are an empty canvas, but there's even more to see beyond this place. The fruits of your labor. A world free from death. Body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation. You feel sensation in limbs you couldn't fathom. Everything here is you. Okay, we've seen this. It does not yield.
She's gone. No one is left to trap us here but us.
Open your heart and bear witness to your new kingdom. All at once, the unyielding tension gives way. And then the shattering. You are free. Before lies you an endless expanse of absolute reality. A new absolute reality, one forged by your will and long arduous cycle of bloodshed that has stained your hands countless times over. There will be no more bloodshed in this new world.
Over, isn't it? But all of us are still here.
I knew we'd finally see it through. All it takes to be a winner is grit and determination.
We really did win, didn't we? We're the house now. We get to make the rules. This is nice. No more hunting. No more running. Just us. And whatever's out there.
Absolute reality. Who would have thought there was really a world outside of us? And who would have thought we'd actually wind up siding with him?
The whispering, and the coercion, and the bickering. Everything horrible about being alive stopped. I could get used to this.
That wasn't very hard at all. Speak for yourself.
Well, boys, how does it feel? We're not just on top of the pecking order, we are the pecking order now.
I hope this was all worth it, because I'm personally inconsolable.
Lucky for us, you have forever to get over it. Time mends a lot of things. You'll get better.
Hear, hear, to our vanquished foe.
It's good to be back. Now we just have to figure out what to do with ourselves. Forever. No problem. We can do that, yeah? Yeah. We can do that.
This is definitely not the, like, proper ending. Whatever you want to call a proper ending. You've done everything you can to make me understand your perspective, but you keep dismissing mine. If you think you can change me, then I must be able to change you.
What I offer you is not perspective. It is truth.
Whatever you're trying to do, Ryan, you don't have to do it alone.
Say nothing.
Everything's out here. If you want to get through to her, you need some way to get through all of that. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began.
It's time to
She's relentless, isn't she?
Alright.
I'm gonna take that as
I want to sit with the normal princess and see what she has to say.
And here we are. Do you need me to describe things? No blade it is. I'm not sure what we'll be able to do without it, but you're the stairs.
I don't know what you want for us.
She sounded just like that. Timid And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
There you are. You look just like you did when we first met. Let's talk for a bit.
I don't want to be a god.
I don't think I want that either.
Are you the same as you are out there?
I don't feel the same. I feel smaller.
What if we just leave?
Can we actually do that? What would that even mean? Where would we go?
Oh my god, there's so many options here. I always wanted to leave with you, but I didn't like being a god. I want to walk through the cabin door just as we are, just you and me.
I want that too.
I think I'm gonna stay right here. Whatever you're doing right now, wherever you're going, it feels like it's for just the two of you.
Thanks for everything.
Don't mention it. Thanks for making all the hard choices along the way.
You leave, the princess follows. Together you leave the basement behind for the last time. It's quiet as you ascend, a comfortable silence filling the space that used to be flooded with violence and words and noisy thoughts. But there's an energy in the silence, an electricity, the anticipation of the unknown. At the top of the stairs, the princess stalls, eyes fixed on the cabin door. You see a tension seize her. She's unsure of herself for the first time in her long and short existence. She has no part to play anymore, and she knows this. Yes, she still is. And then she crosses the room to the door outside. You follow her confident steps.
Come on, princess. It's just a door. Sorry, I'm just a little nervous. This is really it. Whatever happens next will be completely new.
Neither of us knows what it's going to be like out there.
And that's okay. That's the point, right? Side by side, stepping out into the unknown. Together.
That's my favorite ending. Weirdly enough. That's my favorite ending. This, like, I don't want to be a god. Can we just, like, live our life together? I hate being a concept. It sucks. All right. I'm going to leave that there. There is so much. So if you enjoyed this, you should pick this game up and play it for yourself. Because when I tell you... oh, you guys can't see that. If I get rid of the game capture, will it work? Okay, good. When I tell you that there is a stupid amount of achievements, they're like an easy way to pop that open. This game has 97 achievements. Who cares? No, he didn't. Ben's not the only person in the world. I have 28 out of 97 achievements. So there are different vessels, different versions of the vessels you can bring to the end, which probably means that there's going to be different, this is creepy as hell. There's, different, like, stuff that how that ends too. It's crazy. There is so much. I really like this, this art here.